Hello, and welcome back to another episode of our podcast, Boss Ravioli Queens. We are Boss Lady Amy,
Nick Holy Ravioli,
and Jasmine the Queen.
And we are three very real caregivers who decided we are going to spill all the ravioli on trending topics, healthcare, and so much more.
We've decided that we're going to cover a non-healthcare topic every other week as a form of self-care. After all, we live and breathe our jobs. Don't worry, we'll still have plenty of ravioli to spill.
We can't talk about work all the time. Sometimes we gotta be Cheerios because normally we're Fruit Loops.
On that note, let's
get
messy. Warning, this podcast includes profane language, crude humor, mature subjects, and possible talk of bodily fluids. This may not be suitable for listeners under the age of 18. This episode is called Revelio, some tea on HP. In this episode, we'll talk about some different things with the Harry Potter franchise that's going around. We'll mention stuff about JK Rowling, kind of like go over some stuff on that new Hogwarts Legacy game that released. I mean, it's been out for a few months now or whatever, so we're just kind of backtracking. And then we'll go over like some movies and some new other upcoming stuff that's supposed to come out, because I hear that HBO is trying to do that new series. So we're just going to be talking about that stuff.
Well, I'd like to piggyback off you saying that we're backtracking. That's very on brand for us.
I was just going to say.
Considering none of us are on time for anything ever.
Yeah, because literally, the Legacy game was released on February 10th or whatever, but for other consoles it was May 5th or either July 25th, so...
Still waiting for
they're still waiting for the Switch one, I think. The Switch release date is late.
That'd be great if I could get that. I'm so jealous because you have it, and
I know, they're coming out with, they're coming out with, I think new DLC too.
Yeah,
for,
I saw an
this
ad
month.
on Facebook,
yeah.
And I was like, you motherfuckers, I haven't even gotten the original yet.
And I've played through it, multiple times already. I have, 3 or 4 characters.
You're feeling my
She's
rage.
so bad.
You could have got it for, your PS4.
I thought, no, because remember you and I looked that up and it didn't come out for PS4. It has, the same release date as the fucking Switch.
No, it doesn't. The
something.
Switch is the latest one. PS4 came out on the 5th.
I'm offended. Offended. But no, seriously, I've wanted to play that game since you got it. But you pre-ordered too, didn't you?
Yeah, I pre-ordered mine, and I had and I did the deluxe version, so I got it a couple days before the 10th.
It's so ridiculous because we can plan for stuff like that and be early, but everything else in our lives we're like, nah, it's fine.
I know, literally, I swear to God. It's oh, I want this game so bad, I'll pre-order it, and okay, great, I can play this on the 8th. I'm
And then the game in turn is going to make you late for everything.
Right.
When they picked me up yesterday, they were actually early, I think, for the first time
Ever.
And I was caught off guard. Yo, I was in the bath.
I was really pushing to leave. I was I just want to get there. It was such a long drive.
Yeah, that was something.
Yeah, it was something else.
All right, so now that we've fallen off topic already.
Well, I mean, we were kind of on topic for a little bit.
Well, for a second. So that's progress.
We were still talking game related, so...
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
So I've watched Jasmine play this game a couple of times, and let me tell you, the graphics are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Literally feels like you're in the real HP world.
Literally. I do wish it was a little bit more immersive, which I think a lot of you have said online on gaming Discord and whatever else. But it's just because it's I feel like they poured so much work into the fighting style, certain mechanics that we really want more of the immersive into the castle and everything like that. Because I don't know, that's That's just kind of personally what I thought. I think it'd be cool if you could, like, interact with more stuff.
I want to interact with the fat lady painting.
Yeah, you... Oh, yeah, because you're going to be Gryffindor, aren't you?
Well, of course. Literally every single Harry Potter test that I have taken...
She's just a basic bitch.
I am, and that's fine. That is okay. But every single Harry Potter test that I've ever taken...
It does tell you that you're a Gryffindor.
Every time. You watched me take it at the house
one night. I did watch her take it, and it told her Gryffindor every single time.
And I answered truthfully, did I not?
You did.
I usually come up as Ravenclaw.
I'm Ravenclaw, too.
I don't know.
Okay, not as well-known bitches.
No, we're just smarter than you.
Oh.
Shade! Snapsy.
I got the street smarts, okay?
Even when we're talking about magic and whimsy, Jasmine's still throwing shade.
Always. Shade has to be thrown.
Anyways, and obviously I'm sure a lot of you know about the, like, controversy about the game releasing with, like, JK Rowling and everything, with, how much her involvement would be or whatever. And I understand, like, people's frustration with that because, you know, she's, transphobic and she's against LGBTQIA+ and everything, but honestly, like, she did still create a world that a lot of us, like, grew up with. And regardless, honestly, of her involvement or not, it kind of does suck, but I mean, the world she created is too much of a thing now that, like, people aren't gonna stop immersing themselves into
not.
it because I mean, people fell in love with the character creation, people fell in love with the whole world. Like, there's no way that people aren't.
Honestly, I feel like there was some foreshadowing with Umbridge and JK Rowling because now I equate her to Umbridge.
That's fair.
Like, I just don't understand how someone so creative and so, like, seemingly accepting throughout the movies and the books.
Especially, like, because if you think about it, she did create a world and, like, characters that are,
where
like...
you can be literally anything you want to be.
Yeah, that are literally, like, so different from each other. Like, I mean, added, like, trolls and goblins and, like, all of this other stuff or whatever, but then she's, like, against like
the gay
certain
community
people,
and stuff.
like,
And very transphobic.
which doesn't really make sense to me. Being that creative, you think your mind would be, like, open to pretty much anything. As a creator of, like, books or anything.
It's literally hypocrisy at, like, an insane level.
I was just gonna say, maybe she created, like, the villains, like the Death Eaters and Voldemort and everything as a reflection of herself.
I don't know, maybe.
Because really, like, Harry Potter was really all about, like, wizards and equality. Because, you know how Malfoy calls Hermione a mudblood and, like, that's so gross, and, like, Harry Potter and Ron stick up for her. I don't know why I keep saying Harry Potter. Harry and Ron stick up for her, and...
I'm Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
But I don't understand that side of it, I guess, like, unless she was aiming herself to be Voldemort.
I don't know.
I feel like in most stories, especially in, like, fantasy, there's always a little bit of, like, the writer sprinkling in a little bit of themselves into the story.
Well,
honestly, it could be just as simple as just that's what she created, and, like, she just was raised so differently against stuff like that happening, so...
It's just, like, very, very ironic, I think.
It is. It is.
Weird.
I think it's interesting for sure.
But regardless, I mean, Harry Potter was created, and there's so many people out there that love it and just aren't going to give it up just because...
JK Rowling is a douche.
Right. Right, and there's, like, lots of other things out there, too, or whatever, that, like, people support that, like, they're not necessarily for LGBTQ or even, like, other things in the world, you know?
Well, on top of that, now that she's pretty much signed everything over to Warner Brothers, anything involving Harry Potter doesn't even, like, get a real cut anymore, I don't think.
I think
I don't
she
think
gets
so either.
definitely paid for the creation.
Well,
but
yeah.
Well, yeah.
She, I think it's been sold to so many places now that, like, she doesn't really even own it at all anymore.
No. And the thing with Harry Potter is that it's so big, you don't even really associate Harry Potter with JK Rowling. It's its own, like, realm.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I guess for me, like, when I found out that JK Rowling was a transphobe, I was like, bitch, why? Like,
I know,
that crushed
literally.
me. I was like, these books and these movies movies were such a big part of my, like,
Childhood,
adolescence.
Like, yeah, your life. It's still a part of my life. I love Harry Potter.
I know.
I do too. I'm obsessed. I can't even lie. I'm fucking obsessed with Harry Potter.
I mean, like, me and my husband still have Harry Potter marathons sometimes.
Yeah,
that's one of my
just
favorite
go
things to do.
Yeah, I'll go and just watch all the movies.
Just for fun.
Just for funsies.
Okay, but when Dobby dies,
Stop
it
it.
kills me every time.
Stop it.
It really does. I cry every
know.
single time.
I know, it's awful.
Don't spoil it.
If you haven't seen it by now, I am
Something's
not
wrong
sorry.
with you if you haven't seen it by now.
I am not sorry for spoiling it for you.
Well, unless you were just, like, born or something, but I doubt if you were just born, you'd be listening to our podcast.
Right.
Living under a rock?
I also think...
Unless I'm
right.
pretty sure our podcast is mostly 18 or older, so...
I will say, though, that I feel like, going back to what I just said, like, younger people, they probably don't even really associate Harry Potter with JK Rowling at all. Like, it's such a big thing now that it's just like, oh, Harry Potter. You don't think, like, past Harry Potter, like, who created it? It's just, like, this
And now, for
magic.
sure, they're not gonna think of her, most likely, because, I mean, I heard that they're doing a whole series on HBO Max now of basically recreating all the books to be, like, more book accurate, and there's, like, mixed reviews about that and stuff, because, I mean, obviously it's gonna have to be almost basically a whole new cast, because
everyone's so much older.
The actors are just so much older, and a lot of them are dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a lot of them don't even, like, they're not
alive anymore.
Alan Rickman can't play Snape.
Yeah.
He's goner.
Yeah,
No.
or, what's his face?
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore's
Hagrid.
dead. Hagrid's dead.
When did
Don't
Hagrid
tell me you
die?
didn't know.
I think it was.
Girl.
Was it a year or two ago?
It was, okay. It was recently, but it wasn't like that.
Hold on, we'll Google it to make sure we know when it happened.
No, Hagrid died.
Yes, Hagrid
Yeah,
died.
he did.
Why?
Yeah, and so did I think the one guy that plays one of the goblins, I think, did too.
So update, I'm crushed because Boss Lady Amy Googled when Hagrid died, and it was October 14th, 2022, so I'm like 6 months late to that train, and that makes me so sad. Wah, wah, wah.
This is a train that left the station that we're sad about.
Yeah, just like our brains.
Mm-hmm. Most of the time we laugh. This one's a sad train.
Yeah, sad train. Woo
woo. Woo.
Okay, so going back to the Harry Potter world and all things Harry Potter related.
I think we were discussing the HBO series, weren't we?
Yeah. Yep, because we were talking about how much how much controversy because the original cast literally can't do it.
Yeah, and then the controversy of, like, a lot of people don't want a whole recreation of, like, the series. They want more of, like...
A continuation.
Or, like, some sort of spin-off stuff, because like, now that the world's created, I mean, you can go anywhere you want with it. Like, it doesn't have to be the same people, same cast, same exact storyline. You can literally...
You can go anywhere.
Kind of like what they did for Hogwarts Legacy. Like, they backtracked the whole game to, I think, like, the 1800s, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right.
And they did it back in a time and made a whole storyline about ancient magic and everything, instead of, like, even making it, like, about Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. So...
I want to know, like, what's up now with Harry and Ron's kids. Like, I want to know what happened there. And, like,
I mean, that'd be interesting, but, like, I mean, a lot of the actors don't really want to continue doing something like that.
But they don't even have to be. Like, if it focuses on the kids, if it's, like, way far in the future and they're all, like,
older, yeah, or in school or whatever. But, like, it's almost... But then that would still make people mad because they would expect, like, Ron, Hermione, Harry, and stuff to at least make an appearance.
Yeah.
Somewhere within that.
Kind of like what they did with that 90s show.
Yeah.
That's true. Although, I mean, they've gotten so far ahead with, like, CGI now. I mean, honestly, they could probably CGI
when the older generation and the newer generation can relate to something. So, like, for us, like, the older generation, we see the original, like, a little piece of the original cast makes us happy.
That's
and
true. It's
the
the
more
nostalgia
updated
factor.
version or whatever makes the newer generation happy.
I was gonna say they did. I don't know if it has anything to do with JK Rowling. Probably does because it's a book. But they did come out with a new book about.
Was it the Cursed Child one you're
Yes.
talking
Yep.
about?
Yep.
Yeah, they were thinking of doing a movie on that. I don't know if that's a goer or not. I don't care either way. As long as they continue doing the Harry Potter world stuff, I'll be happy, to be honest.
Exactly.
I just don't want it to go away because I like the magic and the mystery.
Yes.
I also want to know, like, more about the world, like, outside of Hogwarts. Like, how does...
Right.
Like, how
I think
is
that'd
that...
be cool.
I want to know, like, what,
Well, they
what do you
They
do?
did touch on it with
Fantastic Beasts.
A
Yeah.
little.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't know. I feel like...
Scamander.
What's it like to be a Joe Schmo in the Harry Potter world?
Right.
Like...
Yeah, I kind of want them to make something out of, like, the Ministry of Magic.
Right.
Like, people that work there, because, like, Ron Weasley's dad kind of...
Right, that would be more
goes
interesting
into
to,
it.
like, get more details on the Ministry of Magic and how that operates. That'd be cool.
Would be.
Well, right
so
off
much
of
different information.
right off of what Jasmine said, there's so many different avenues to take with that.
Like, you can go literally anywhere. Like, now that the world is in place, you can literally do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
There's, like, so much potential.
So I think that we take JK Rowling's I guess ideas and intent and not follow her
Not follow her
words.
beliefs.
Yes, her words, her beliefs, her actions, and we take the idea and I don't know, just keep running with it, I guess. Take what she started and not make it so nasty and transphobic.
Agreed.
And I still know there is a lot of controversy with the whole HBO Max thing, but I'm still kind of excited to see what they do.
Basically, what you've been telling me this entire episode is that I could have gotten the Harry Potter Legacy game forever ago now. And also, that I need to subscribe to HBO Max.
She's so salty.
She's so salty.
Fuck yeah, I'm salty!
Just sell everything and buy a PS5. You could have had it forever ago. They're actually in stores now, too. Like, they finally have them in stock.
It's in my Amazon cart.
Is it really?
Yes, I'll pull it up right now.
Girl, you might as well just buy it and be just like, I'll make it work.
I don't have $500 that I can just spend on that right now. I'll get there. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
It's fine.
Oh my god.
I know. You're welcome for being the overdramatic one. I thought that was supposed to be you.
I don't know. Did we touch on everything we wanted to touch on?
I think
Harry Potter?
so. I believe so.
Well, on that note, bye!
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 This has been the Boss Ravioli Queens podcast with your hosts, Boss Lady Amy,
Nicole Ravioli.
And Jasmine the Queen.
Thank you so much for spilling your ravioli with us.
Don't worry, we'll serve you more next time. Until next time, go wash your ass!